Okay, Knackwurst is from the 16th century Germany.
Oh,
It's
no,
northern Germany. It's a type of sausage. It's Knackwurst.
The food dishes to see what everything looks like. Like if I was to take out the combination plate, they would be like, oh, which one's this?
It's like Germany. It's like the Vaterland.
Oh, you're charging my shirt.
Are you about ready?
Okay, I'm ready. Sausage. Or are they gonna have ticket time? Hurry up. This might be old school. I don't know. So this is gonna be different.
Here.
So I don't know.
Should be fine.
Yes.
So it's schnitzel. Schnitzel.
And what is that?
What is it's like a breaded cutlet.
Breaded cut.
It could be ham or chicken or whatever. It's a breaded cutlet. Looks kind of like a cordon bleu without the cordon bleu, meaning without the stuff inside. It's a cutlet.
If he really is German, I do not want to insult him, so I'm going to let him teach me the language or whoever works.
Well, he'll know. I think it's spatula
I don't want to say it's
rather than
I don't want to go in there acting
spatzel.
like I know everything. I
It's
don't
not
want
spatzel. It's spatula.
I don't want to be like, oh yeah, this is
Spatula.
equivalent to chicken fried steak and
say,
freaking cotton patch.
You want spatula? That sounds Chinese. The old time. That still sounds like Chinese. I gotta think of Spielberg. You want to know about power? Spatula. Eat spatula. Weiss actually means noble white. It's also a petal. It grows in Germany, but that's what the actual the meaning of Edelweiss means. Noble white. Something out today. You cannot be a localized playwright. There's no such thing. You cannot be a playwright just for your town. Like, for example, the town of Fort Worth, the town of Dallas, or some small town in Mexico, whatever. You cannot be a localized playwright. You cannot be a playwright for your nation. You cannot be a playwright for your nation. For whatever nation you live in, you cannot be a playwright. You have to be a playwright for the world. And you have to be a playwright for humanity. There are no nations in plays. And there are no local in play. Right? It's for the world and it's for humanity.
I heard this Jordan.
To Weatherford to drop off this on the border and be dropping food right at your door. It's a nice fountain. Oh, they got a nice pool. It's like a Spielberg neighborhood. Poltergeist Part 3. Oh, no, they already done that. Poltergeist Part 4 or 5 or Poltergeist Part 6 right here or something. It's all built on an Indian burial ground. Oh, oh, oh.
The customer requested you leave the order at their door. They added the following instructions. Leave at my door.
Well, of course I'm going to leave at your door. What else would I do? Alright. Watch this magic trick. Now remember, when you go visit Breck Roll, silo of screams, he's in character the entire time, so don't go up to him and go, hey look, it's the Escaping the Mouse guy, because he'll start screaming like a lunatic. That's what he said, he's going to stay in character. He doesn't have any autographs or anything like that. He wears a thing called a Picasso mask. It's like a chopped up pig. He wears that mask and he goes crazy with like a fake machete. So they'll go, hey look, there's Breck Roll. He'll go, I still practice a lot, but not as much as Neil Klein. Whoever that is, I have no idea. We're gonna be hitting a bridge here, coming up here on 820 North, headed north. And we're gonna go back over, across the lake, the Great Lake of Worth. And I hear, if I'm not mistaken, there he goes. Whoa, he's hanging low. That is Critter. And he must have been wound up there. He usually doesn't hang that low. You okay, Critter? All right. We're going to go across Lake Worth. Now, you ever heard of the Lake Worth monster? Yes, Critter saw the Lake Worth monster. He was on the beach of Lake Worth, walking around. He's got these big feet. Looks like a Sasquatch. I'll take it. Dun. Well, we made it to Logan's Roadhouse, and we're gonna go pick up some Logan's Roadhouse and bring it to your doorstep. All right, looks like we got it, and we're headed off. I'm gonna drop it off at your doorstep, so appreciate it. See it right there. See it? Well, got kind of a zero Coke concoction. That's a word. I'm trying to go through it and see if I can get it out to you. It's a zero Coke concoction. Concoction. I think it's about right. Concoction. Pretty good. Concoction. There's different ways to say it. It means a mixture. But it's actually just regular Coke and Diet Coke. The Zero Coke is actually my favorite. I don't know why, I just like it. All you photographers, this is Blue Haze Elementary School, and picture day is September 20th. Big money, if you're a photographer. What I mean about a local playwright is you can't really be like a local mime. You can't really be a local playwright. You can't really be a localized actor. You can only be a mime for the world. You can only be a playwright for the entire world. You can only be an actor for the whole world and for humanity. It's not localized. You can't localize it. You're like, oh, I'm just a local playwright. No, there's no such thing as a local playwright when it comes to that type of art. So it's for the whole world. It's for humanity. It doesn't matter where you do it, right? It doesn't matter. You know, you can do it in your local town or your local community. That's fine, but it'll be for the whole world. It's never localized. It's always for the world, and it's always for humanity. It doesn't matter where you do it. It's for the world, and it's for humanity, always. So I just wanted to make that point. And I feel the same way about music too. So basically what I mean is if you were to go to your local theater, okay, and to be a local playwright, you're going to be fooling yourself to think that the whole world's not going to see it. People don't realize that. When you go to your local community theater or whatever, the whole world is going to see it. Okay? It's always for the world. That's why Shakespeare named his theater the Globe. He knew about it in the Renaissance time. It travels throughout the world. It's never silenced. You're not silenced. Okay? Everybody sees it. Because one person tells another person and tells another person and tells another person. They tell 3 people and they tell 4 people. They tell 40 people and they'll tell 100 people. They'll tell 1,000. It doesn't matter if it's Hollywood or your local theater. It's always for the entire world. Just remember that. It really is for the whole world. And it's for humanity. You cannot localize theater and you cannot nationalize theater. It's not for the nation. It's for the whole world. Okay? That's the difference between what you think you do and what you really do. You thought, oh, I thought when I was doing my show, only a local amount of people, only a few people. No, everybody saw it. The whole world saw it. All of humanity sees it. It's just the way it is. Here's an example, and so is Jesus. There was no YouTube around when Jesus was out there on the Sermon on the Mount. I mean, if Jesus came back today, he'd probably use YouTube. But he got up on a mound and he spoke to all these people, and they told people, and we're still hearing about it right now. That's what I mean by theater. It's for the whole world. Because one person can tell another person, and it multiplies. You know, we did shows out in Lake Worth, in the Lake Worth area, and Udahagen would hear about the show in New York. And this is just theater. And there was no YouTube at the time when we did the show. That's how powerful it is when one person hears about it. So if you get a hit, say if you get a post, or you do a video, however you want to call it, a video, a movie, a small home movie or whatever, and you release it on YouTube, and let's say 40 people see it, man, that thing's major famous. If 5 people see it, it's major famous, because they can tell 5 more people, and 25 other people, and 40 other people, and then a year from now, all of a sudden you go back and you look at the one that had 5 views, and it's got 50,000 views. You see the difference? So you can't even fathom about how narratives or documentaries or whatever it may be, whatever show you're trying to say or whatever show you're trying to present, you don't know how much it can spread so quickly. Oh, we're going to the cool part right over here. So never doubt yourself and never think no one's going to see it, because they'll see it. They'll see your show. Whatever you want to do. If it's a puppet show, or you want to do some mime, or you just want to pick up a phone and start making a movie, the whole world will see it. Trust me, they will. They'll be able to. And look, let me tell you, a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't just pick up a phone and start making a movie, because they don't have the desire in their heart to do so. The reason why Shakespeare, was so popular was because he had the desire in his heart to live and tell a story. He wanted to live, first of all, he wanted to live, and then he wanted to tell a story. And he had that desire, so now we still watch his shows. But he had no YouTube. He had no camera. But yet his shows are more popular than a lot of other shows, because he picked up the pen with a desire in his heart, and he wanted to live. When they found Shakespeare, he had no library. He had no books. He had used it all. But he had a story that he was telling, and he gave his story to the actors. And the actors preserved it in a folio, where they took their roles and put it all together. So he handed out several roles to his actors. They all represented different aspects of his story. And then they put all the roles together to make a folio, which is almost about as big as the Bible. I mean, it's a pretty big folio. It's a pretty big chunk. Not as big as the Bible, but it's pretty chunky. And also another thing too, his sonnets were preserved too. So they found more. But he was found with really nothing. He wasn't found with all of his plays. Those were put together by the actors. So you never know how popular you actually are. And Shakespeare never knew either. Boy, if he came back today, he'd be flipping out. Anyway, you know what I mean. What I'm trying to say is that back in the day, the old writers, they didn't have a web technology, like an internet or a YouTube. They just had a piece of paper or parchment and a quill they could dip the ink in, and then they would write with this quill. Somehow it spread like wildfire. Why Shakespeare became Shakespeare was probably because he had to. The Queen found out about it, and once the Queen ordered him to write these plays, he either did that or he had probably been killed. Charles Marlowe was actually killed over it all, but he was a spy. They killed the spies back then. He was caught as a spy, and they killed him. Anyway, we're headed to Boomer Jack's. We're gonna pick up a hamburger, and we're gonna drop it right off at your doorstep. There it is right there, you see it? Not Cheddar's, but Boomer Jack's over there. I went there by mistake the other day. If you can catch that, if you watch the vlog. We went there by mistake, and then we went down to Logan's Run, or what I call Logan's, or it's actually called Logan's Roadhouse. Okay, Logan's Roadhouse. We call it Logan's Run. It's Logan's Roadhouse, so you probably call it Logan's Run too, but we call it Logan's. It's called Logan's Run House, but this is Boomer Jack. Boomer Jack's got a lot of music playing and stuff like that, and these hot chicks running around like nuts. We'll pick this one up. It's like a disco when you go in. 2020.